As a lot of people already know, James Cameron is going back to the Terminator universe after the rights went back to him. The new film, which currently has the bland working title Terminator, will be helmed by Deadpool director Tim Miller and will see the return of Arnold Schwarzenegger and surprisingly Linda Hamilton, which is interesting since she used to be married to Cameron and they eventually got divorced, and that was supposed to be one of the reasons she didn't star in Terminator 3. So we've got 2 classic movies and 3 sequels that range from mediocre to absolutely retarded. Now, I really despise the idea of ignoring sequels that have already been made and choosing which movies your film will be a sequel to, which the new film will do by only being a sequel to the first 2 films. I mean, the other films exist whether you like it or not, and we paid to watch them. And it's becoming increasingly common for filmmakers to pick and choose which movies are canon in their universe and which are not. I was thinking to myself that you can't turn back time, but then I thought, hang on, with the Terminator films, you can turn back time. If there's any franchise where certain entries can be written off and ignored as alternate universes, it is this one. A handful of writers have been assembled to pen what will be the first in a trilogy, which, funnily enough, is what the filmmakers of the last 2 Terminator movies also said. Still, as much as I don't want to look forward to the film, I can't help but be intrigued, more because Cameron is on board than anything else. I do wonder what story they'll cook up and how they'll push forward a franchise where, as Jim himself once put it, the soup has already been pissed in. With the addition of Hamilton, I'm guessing it will focus on a present-day adult John and a grizzled Sarah as they fight more killing machines that get sent back through time. Surely that won't be it, so they'll have other major story elements planned as well. Unlike, say, with Alien or Predator, I don't really think there's some great mythology or lore that can be bastardized and ruined, sending fanboys for their pitchforks. The only thing I can really think of is the ongoing debate as to whether you can actually stop Judgment Day in the movie's universe. Because of so many avenues to explore and the fact that the film seems to be driven through a creative drive as opposed to a financial desire, I'm looking forward to seeing what they've got up their sleeve. For sure, something the Terminator fans have been clamouring for is a full-scale movie of those war scene flashbacks in the first 2. Salvation tried something in that vein, but it was bland and boring. Genesis had several scenes set in the future war, but the blue tint, practical effects, dirty and macabre feel were all gone. The door is still open, and providing there is a good setup and story, I can see no reason why a Terminator film partially or fully set in the future war couldn't be great. Perhaps this film will cover the transition of normal life to the war being initiated, though that would be retreading ground already covered in Terminator 3. Cameron did mention updating the Terminator universe for the 21st century. I wonder if that means exploring the use of drone attacks in current warfare, the increasing advancement of AI and things like that. I was reading up on artificial limb replacement and daydreamed of a rich society where people willingly have their limbs removed to replace them with more efficient machine counterparts, which are secretly controlled by some shady group who use it to eventually control the people. Sounds freaky. Since we know so little about the film, the only thing we can really ponder on is the fate of John and Sarah Connor. It'll be interesting to see if the new film treats them as losers, yelling at clouds that the machines are coming back and becoming drunks. Maybe they naively feel they stopped the rise of the machines and live like normal people. Surely though, with the ending of the second, they'll be doing all they can to prevent anything resembling a machine uprising, preparing endlessly for decades. You know what I thought was a cool idea to have in a Terminator film? If they had one set in the future during the war, they could have John Connor and other generals lead the fight against the machines. Running parallel to the main plot, the humans become increasingly motivated by Connor. He uses his knowledge gained from the second film to find holes in the machine's understanding of things and utilize this to win battles. What I thought would be cool is to have them kill John Connor, and because the people around him know the resistance would be devastated, they make out that he's still alive, having an impersonator give orders through the radio or something. Someone else would stand in and call himself John Connor, and maybe even he would die, after which somebody else would replace him. This way John Connor, instead of being an actual person who helps defeat the machines, is actually an idea, a beacon of hope, a source of inspiration that the resistance can use to drive themselves. And Skynet just keeps on sending Terminators back through time to kill John Connor, and in the present war. And maybe they even succeed, but they cannot understand why he keeps surviving, because the machines cannot understand the very concept of hope, the fact that John Connor isn't a person but an idea. And because they have concentrated their forces on ending Connor, Skynet leaves important facilities vulnerable, and then the resistance seizes on the opportunity to destroy them and thus ending the war, or swinging it in the humans' favour. Although I have to say I don't like the idea of a central hub controlling the machines. They are much scarier if we know they won't just plop down dead, Phantom Menace style, if a building explodes. I think Terminator Salvation was going to try something like this before the ending got leaked and they changed it. Originally Connor would have perished and his likeness would have been placed onto Sam Worthington's machine character, with everyone thinking that that was the real Connor. The difference between this story and mine is that the fake Connor would have then gotten into the resistance base and shot everyone up, winning the war for the machines. Sounds pretty ballsy, but the ending we got was a lot more generic. So what do you guys think? What direction should they take the Terminator movies in? Do you want to see an all-out war movie or more time travel complications? Or maybe you want the series ended full stop? Let me know in the comments below, and thanks for watching.